Public Servants Association says trustees of the Government Employees Pension Fund should not accept lucrative payments for their services. The annual report shows that these representatives were paid more than 11.5 million in total, with some trustees receiving R500,000 to attend meetings. For more on this, I'm joined by the Public Servants Association Acting General Manager Tair Mayepa. Good evening, sir. Thanks very much for your time. Now, among the reasons you're advancing for this call that you are making is that the fund is unable to honor its financial commitments to members. How did the fund get to this state in the first place?
Well, the current fund is over-indebted, especially when you look at the kinds of bailouts that it has made through SOEs and some of the bad investments that the PSA has made in the past. That has taken a toll on the fund. Though we also take cognizance of the fact that, marginally speaking, the fund has been doing very well. Now, we as trade unions, we can sit back and wait for a catastrophe to happen, or we should say that whilst we're still good, let's make sure that this fund is protected. And we continuously want to maintain this logic that this money belongs to public servants. It doesn't belong to government, it doesn't belong to unions, it belongs to public servants. Our role as unions and union leaders is to make sure that the money that belongs to our members, it is protected at all costs. And what we are seeing as the PSA is that it becomes a bit of an anomaly and compromising. If I'm a leader of a union, I go and I'm nominated by the workers to go and serve in a board in order to protect their interest. When I get there, I get paid. Now, when you deal with issues there, who will you be saving? The one who gives you the money or the one who only nominated you to be there? So to avoid that, we are saying that maybe it's about time that we as unions, we must practice what we preach. We have been placed there by our members and they are already paying us salaries. And why should I be paid a salary and go and sit on a GPF board and get another salary there? I mean, this is not how we should practice what we preach, and we're saying we should not take that money. This 11 million that we are talking about, plus the 6 million that was paid to the board members of PAC, could have been reinvested into the fund for the benefit of the members that we claim to be representing.
Well, how much responsibility are you taking as unions and as people who have a direct interest in what has been going on? How much responsibility are you taking for not having been as active and as questioning as you perhaps are supposed to have been, notwithstanding, some of the rules that you found there that have actually that may have made it difficult for you to do everything that you ought to have done. But you don't you think that you also have been a bit laid back?
Well, this is the whole point that we're trying to resolve by saying let's not take the money. Because, yes, when these things that are happening, the PIC and all that were happening, our representatives were there. But they are also bound by the confidentiality agreements that they have by serving as board members. You must remember, Vuyo, that our representatives who are sitting in this board, they don't even give us feedback because they can't give us feedback.
So you're basically saying that these people were bought?
I'm not saying that they were bought. They are being paid for the service that they're not supposed to be paid for.
Which then means that they owe their allegiance to the people who pay them and not to the unions that they represent.
This is the conflict that I think they find themselves in.
So they're basically being bought.
Well, I wouldn't go that harsh. They are not being bought because of that money is legal money. They get it legally. It's not like it was put under the carpet with a brown envelope. It is if you go to the GEPF annual report, you will find the money there. Everybody's been paid legitimately. There's nothing wrong about it. But I'm saying we need to have a moral high ground. And the only way to have a moral high ground, and so that we cannot be conflicted when we are there, we can just simply represent the aspirations of our members. We must refuse to take that money. There's no need for us to take that money because we are there on the card of the workers. The workers are putting us there to represent their interest. And as unions, we must understand, those are the kinds of sacrifices that we need to make. Or else then don't be a trade unionist. You are there to look after the interest. And if our members ask us questions like you are saying now, but what are you doing when you are sitting on those boards? What answers are we going to give them? And we are saying that we need to start playing a very proactive role in making sure that we preserve this fund for the benefit of our own members.
Shouldn't you be looking at perhaps a different system? Because in a situation where you have certain board members, those who belong to the unions,
yes,
not being remunerated in the same way that the rest of the board members are remunerated, then you are going to have problems there.
Well, the rest of the other board members who are put there, majority of them are professionals. Obviously, for the time that they spend there, they sell their time.
But you would have also seen something in the people you put in your board.
Of course, of course. The people that we are putting in these boards are professionals as well. We as unions, we just don't put a person simply because of there was an Amanga and a vote for him.
So they should be remunerated accordingly.
No, we're saying, by mere fact that you are there, on the basis that you were elected by members to look after their interest. Members are already paying you. Members, they pay subscriptions to us in order to look after their interest. So I can't take money from the members and also take money from the board. Then where is my loyalty? The loyalty of a trade unionist must be for the members and the workers only, nothing else.
Tahir Mab, it was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much, William.